What's going on, everyone? CJ back here with a brand new episode of the SFL. That is right, the Smallz Football League. Only 2 more weeks left in the SFL regular season here in season number 2, and we have all but locked up our division here with this 12-3 record that we currently have. We are taking on our division rivals, Savannah Spirits. They are 9-6, and they are currently the 6th seed in the NFC playoffs. So they most definitely need this one today, as any more losses on the season could potentially kick them out of the playoffs. And if you are interested in taking a look at the full playoff picture and the standings around the league, I do have that uploaded in the Discord, so definitely check that out. We will highlight that at some point, maybe in the next episode, but it is all up in the Discord if you want to see it. So the Spirits, they have 16 subscribers on their team, and they are led by MVP runner-up from last season, quarterback Caleb Hayes, and he is currently the front runner for MVP here in season number 2. So I would imagine that they are going to be a tough opponent here today. So in today's episode, guys, we have 2 new subscribers joining the SFL, putting us at a grand total of 184 subscribers in the league currently. If you are new on the channel, stick around. I custom relocated all 32 teams, and I allow subscriber players to join as creative players here in the league, hence the 184 subscribers that we currently have. So stick around. No one's doing what we're doing here on YouTube. I can almost guarantee it. So we will definitely check out our 2 new subscribers. Also going to highlight the league leaders, probably look at the top 5 in all the major categories, see who is showing out rather so far this season. And then we will also take a look at this Savannah Spirits team and refresh our memories and see what we're going to be going up against today in today's gameplay action. We got a lot to get into today. Cue the intro, man. And as always, guys, if you would like to join the SFL as a creative player, check the pinned comment down below. It's got all the information I would need to add you into the league next episode. Also, check out the official SFL Discord. Link is down there in the description. It's got stats, standings, general chat, all of our subscriber players, yearly awards, just basically central hub, if you will, for all the stats and stuff around the SFL. It's a good time, so go check it out. But joining the other 2 Acro brothers here on the Roswell Revolution in the NFC West, we have new halfback David Acro joining the league. So shout out at Elliot2527 down there in the comments for making this entry here. David is replacing Derrick Henry, so he's already like the leader in rushing yards here in the SFL. So congratulations, David. You get just grandfathered into an amazing situation in the league. But the Revolution did need a halfback, and David was volunteered to step in and be their new halfback. So 6'4", 190 out of Oregon is David Acro. Definitely the opposite of Derrick Henry, though, as he is not a power back like Derrick. He is definitely more of an elusive back. And looking at his stats here, 94 speed to go along with 92 juke move and 92 spin move. Yeah, definitely not the same player as Derrick Henry. Polar opposite, but still just as effective. The Roswell Revolution are right there in the mix, teetering out of a playoff spot. They could be in the playoffs. These last 2 weeks really gonna determine what happens here. And I think David's joining at the right time should give the Roswell Revolution a huge boost in these final 2 weeks.
Thank you!
New halfback here on the St. Petersburg Manatees, who, same thing, they're right there. I believe they're the 6th seed right now in the AFC playoffs, so right there flirting on the edge of being in or being out. They are adding a new halfback here, the Bus Bettis Jr. Definitely like that one there. So shout out at Jack Mayhoff down there in the comments. So not the Jerome Bettis type of build that you would think necessarily. The Bus here is an AJ Dillon inspired build. So kind of like, I guess A.J. Dillon's kind of like Jerome Bettis light, right? Not necessarily in terms of stats, but just like physical stature. He is definitely a Jerome Bettis light. So the Bus here is 6', 250 out of Army. And stat-wise, he's pretty solid all around. He is actually very fast, so 92 speed, 95 carrying. He is not going to be coughing up the rock.
Nope.
He is very secure with that ball, and 92 acceleration. I mean, not the most agile or elusive guy in the world, but also not the most powerful guy in the world. Kind of just jack of all trades, master of some, but still an all-around good player with the 83 overall. He is replacing Tony Pollard, so definitely a vast improvement for the St. Petersburg Manatees in terms of their running back. So welcome to the league and to the St. Petersburg Manatees, the Bus Bettis Jr. We'll get a quick look at the top 5 league leaders in the SFL in all the major stat categories. And again, I do keep this updated in the Discord, so if you ever want to know, I don't highlight this stuff every episode, but if you ever want to know, there's some weeks I don't update it, but for the most part, it is in the Discord, so go join it, go check it out. But leading the SFL in passing yards is Drew Thompson on the team that I play with every single week, that I make the gameplay around, and that I'm sure you guys have seen many a time, the Tuscaloosa Terminators. Drew Thompson leading the league in passing yards at 4,321. Hot on his trails, though, is the other quarterback of the other 12-3 team. So you got us at 12-3, and you got the Salem Steelhawks at 12-3, and our QBs are 1 and 2 in the league in terms of passing yards. So Cameron Moore is at 4,088. We got Vanilla Vic of the Rochester Rebels. They are also, I think, the number 3 seed right now in the NFC. So really just like the first seed in the NFC, the second seed in the NFC, and then the third seed in the NFC are the top 3 passing quarterbacks. I mean, it is a passing league, as we know, but Vanilla Vic on the Rebels is 4,052 yards on the season. We got Cooper Fox on the Milwaukee Motors at 4,044, and then McDonald's 10-piece on the Montana Mountain Lions is at 3,973. In terms of touchdowns here, Caleb Hayes, who we're going up against today, leading the SFL in passing touchdowns at 43. Cameron Moore, again, just talked about him. He is second place at 42. Dominic Young on the Portland Destroyers is third place at 39 touchdowns. Drew Thompson, my quarterback on my team, is tied for fourth at 34. And then Luke, or, fourth and fifth, however you want to call it. Drew's fourth, and then Lucas Thomas is fifth on the Boulder Rockies at 34. And then also Noah Acro on the Roswell Revolution. He is also at 34 as well. So shout out to the top 5 best quarterbacks, stat-wise at least, in the SFL. Rushing yards, yeah, David Acro, definitely. He just joined today, and he's already the league leader in rushing yards. But I'm not gonna just go make a brand new player. I just replace the current player that the team has with the position that you request. So that is why David Acro is leading the SFL in rushing yards, but still 1,174. Ian Taliercio on the Salem Steelhawks is second with 1,122. We got Joe Mixon on the Providence Red Raiders at 1,105. Superstar X Factor and channel member Bobby Donuts on the Albany Argonauts is at 1,094. And then Bijan Robinson on the Louisville Fighters is at 1,084. And then also rushing touchdowns, my running back on Tuscaloosa, JJ Huntington, number 1 in the league with 17. Rashad White on the Rochester Rebels, number 2 with 15. Javonte Williams on the Grand Rapids Lightning, number 3 with 13. AJ Hance, subscriber on the Boulder Rockies, number 4 with 12. And then Caleb Small on the Montana Mountain Lions, number 5, or tied for 4, however you want to look at it, with 12. So nice to see 4 out of the 5 top 5 rushing yard players are subscribers. Nice job, and shout out to you guys. Receiving, we got Keenan Allen leading the fray on the Portland Destroyers, 1,304 yards. Floyd Butler, who is an absolute monster on the Grand Rapids Lightning, second place with 1,292. He is definitely one of the best receivers in the league. Always see his name pop up at the end of the episode when we go through the stats. Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Dakota Pronghorns, that one is tough to say. He's at third place at 1265. Puka Nakua on the Topeka Silverbacks, fourth place at 1245. And then Jake Powers, the Tuscaloosa Terminator himself, is at fifth place at 1205. And then receiving touchdowns, Keenan Allen, number 1 with 19. Jake Powers, number 2 with 16. Chris Godwin on the Montana Mountain Lions, he's number 3 with 16. Christian Kirk, number 4 on the Boulder Rockies with 16, and then Elijah Moore, who again we also played today on the Savannah Spirits, also tied with 16 touchdowns as well. I doubt we'll have too many subscribers in the top 5 with defense. We don't really usually see that, although I do see one right here. But Patrick Queen is the SFL leader in tackles at 129. August Dean Miser on the Montana Mountain Lions, number 2. With 122, Tremaine Edmonds, our division rival on the Oklahoma City Eels, he is third place at 121. Jack Campbell on the Silverbacks, fourth place at 118. And then Nick Bolton on the Dakota Pronghorns, fifth place at 116. As far as TFLs go, Myles Garrett is killing it this season on the Milwaukee Motors. 23 tackles for loss for that man.
Yeah, I think so.
Kenny Clark on the Akron Summit, second place with 18. DeMarcus Lawrence on the Rochester Rebels. Seeing a lot of Rochester Rebels players. They only got one subscriber on that team, so they're a really good team. And join up. That's all I'm saying. Let's get some entries in there for the Rochester Rebels in the NFC East.
Yes.
But DeMarcus Lawrence, third place with 16. Vita Vea on the Pronghorns, fourth place with 15. And then Jonathan Allen on the Akron Summits, also fifth place with 15. So 2 Akron Summits players, top 5 in TFLs. That's pretty crazy. As far as sacks go, though, Josh Hines Allen on the Portland Lobsters, he is first place at 14.5. DeMarcus Lawrence again on these Rebels. I'm telling you, they are not a team to be trifled with.
Yes.
Second place at 13.5 sacks. Myles Garrett on the Motors, third place at 12.5. Kayvon Thibodeau on the Grand Rapids Lightning, he's fourth place with 12. And then DeForest Buckner, so also the Lobsters, they got 2 out of the top 5 players in terms of sacks here on the Portland Lobsters. DeForest Buckner has 11. Now, I know we got some subscribers here leading the league in interceptions, but Patrick Surtain on the Portland Destroyers having a great season. He's got 7 picks on the year. Isaiah Rodgers on the Providence Red Raiders, who used to be the number 1 seed in the AFC many moons ago. Now they're fighting to stay alive, but he is second place with 5. Jackson Prime on the Savannah Spirits, so the team that we played today, a lot of players on that team, top 5 in the league leaders. That kind of scares me, I'm not going to lie. But Jackson Prime does have 5. Jalen Johnson on the Providence Red Raiders, so lots of teams have 2 individual players, in top 5. That's really, really awesome to see. Jalen Johnson, fourth place with 5. And then my boy John Kraft on the Tuscaloosa Terminators. He is at 5th place with 4. So shout out to all the subscriber players who have made their way into the top 5 in all the major stat categories. Keep showing up, keep showing out, and keep doing your thing week in and week out. We'll get a quick look at the Spirits roster, then we are diving into gameplay. Caleb Hayes is up to Superstar. Can't remember if he was Superstar the first time we played them back in the earlier parts of the season. I don't know, but regardless, he is Superstar now. So gotta keep our eyes on that bad man right there. Daniel Banks, the running back, is not a Superstar, but he's up to an 88 overall. So nice 1-2 punch there with Caleb Hayes and Daniel Banks. Wide receivers, they got subscriber DeAndre Smith and subscriber George Smith. A very good tandem here. And then Elijah Moore, who we just showed, is top 5 in touchdowns.
What?
Dallas Bolton, a very good subscriber tight end, is going to be their tight end here that we're going up against today. The offensive line looks really good on the left side with Garrett Bowles. Chuma Edoga, just okay. Nothing too crazy there. Graham Barton is a very solid center. Dominic Punai, not a very good right guard. And then Brian O'Neill, a very good right tackle. So a decent offensive line for sure. And then they are packed full of subscribers here on the defense. Jessica Miser is the starting left end. That's right, ladies, feel free to join the SFL. You are welcome here. She is going to be a force, I am sure. D Ford is also a force. He was top 5 in a lot of stat categories throughout various parts of the season. I know he's not currently, but he was, on and off top 5 in sacks, TFL, stuff like that. They got 2 subscriber D tackles here, Mike LaMadrid and JJ Miser. Should be a handful. Avery Miser, so a lot of the Miser family we're going to be, and we got some Misers on our team as well, so kind of like a family reunion episode, if you will. But Avery Miser is the starting left linebacker, Cam O'Shea, superstar middle linebacker, and Jaden Hayes, brother of Caleb Hayes, or family member, I forget. I don't think it's brother, but maybe, I can't remember. But a family member of quarterback Caleb Hayes. Anyways, Grayson Miser, hey, that rhymed. Okay, cool.
Nice rhyme.
Grayson Miser, the right linebacker. Cornerbacks, Jackson Prime, we just showed he's top 5 in interceptions. And Trustin Smith Jr., really good subscriber cornerback duo. Jesse Bates, X Factor. So they are chock full of X Factors and superstars like subscriber Adrian Mew III. This is going to be a tough game, guys. Matt Gay is the kicker, and then Rigoberto Sanchez is the punter. This Spirits team is nothing to trifle with, so I got to bring my A game here today. Heading down to the Haunted Mansion in Savannah, Georgia, and as I said, I did make all these teams, the uniforms, the logos, everything. Go check them out. First video in this playlist. I put a lot of hard work into them, and I think that you guys will like them a lot. Now, for the Spirits uniform, I am going to go with the alternates, the Halloween Knights. These are just too slick to pass up. I love them. If you've never seen what their standard homes look like, it's a really slick purple and green combo. Very, I don't know. That just screams like Ghost to me. Like purple and green. I don't know. Maybe not to you, but it just has a ghostly feel to it, in my opinion. But we are going to go with the Halloween Knights here in this game. So if you are fired up for this SFL series and you're loving this content so far, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 2,000 subscribers. And without further ado, let's get on down to the Haunted Mansion in Savannah, Georgia, and get ready for the game. And here is your front runner for MVP right now, Caleb Hayes, having a very good season. I mean, that is just a ghostly, nasty, evil touchdown interception ratio. Let's say 43 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. I mean, that's criminal. Like, how do you stop that? I don't know if we can. We're going to try our best, though, and Caleb Hayes, again, is a superstar, so he is going to be very difficult to stop today, and right away, he's going to subscriber DeAndre Smith, who breaks a tackle and finally brought down there by, I think it was Brandon Moore, and I also saw Johnny Waters, our linebacker, out there as well, who is playing really good, by the way, heck of a linebacker. But that was a nice subscriber-on-subscriber hookup, and we are going to be forced to try to get some pressure on Caleb, and wide open, it's Smith again, and he may score! What are we doing, DeAndre Smith, right out of the gates? Okay. Defense, did you guys see that? We don't let teams do that usually. I mean, what's going on? DeAndre Smith just found the soft spot in the zone, and there was, I don't know if that was a blown assignment or what, but 2 plays and the Spirits find their way into the end zone. That's not good. Gotta turn it around ASAP. Also, just want to shout myself out. I know you guys are digging that Spirits end zone right there. This whole stadium, the Haunted Mansion, it is pretty darn fire, if I do say so myself. I'm really liking this. You got the Savannah GA here on the side, got to represent, and I just love that green and purple combination. What I don't love, though, is the fact that it only took the Spirits 2 plays to score. That scares the ever-living daylights out of me, and our defense has been playing lights out as of late. That's really like the first time we've been down in a ball game in a little while, I would say. See if this man here can't respond. He is the SFL leader in passing yards, but does have 14 interceptions compared to Caleb Hayes' 4 or 6 or whatever it said. So definitely, I have thrown a lot more interceptions than Caleb, that is for sure. But Drew Thompson is still a weapon, and with the way that first drive looked by Savannah, I feel like we're going to have to really keep up the intensity today. We'll start out here shotgun, and our good receiving back, J.J. Huntington, he may be the target out of the backfield on this Texas route. He is. And JJ does hang on, tackled by superstar middle linebacker there, Cam O'Shea, but it was for a nice gain of 7. Doesn't look like we're going to have a 2-play scoring drive unless JJ Huntington takes this to the house. It is good running defense that is I do see on the field, so I do like that. However, No blocks were held there whatsoever on D Ford. He is one of the SFL leaders in TFLs. Adds another one to his resume on that one. All right, so already in third down, you see there's just tons of superstars and X Factors littered on this field here, and that's going to be Scooby McBoomski. He's going to be a yard short because Cam O'Shea, one of the better middle linebackers in the league, was there to stop him. And call me uber aggressive, but the way that the Spirits looked on their first drive, I think on 4th and 1, we are going to have to go for it. I know that we are in our own territory here, but I don't really care. I do not really care. Got to be aggressive in this one. Going to run right at Cam O'Shea to Tubby McDouble, our power back. Can we get a good block? Oh, Tubby sprung. Look at Tubby. Oh, Tubby's got tons of daylight. That's his longest run, I would say, has to be. Ever since joining this Terminator squad, Tubby is usually like a go out there and give you 2 yards when you need 1 type of player. That time he gashed the Spirits defense for 29. Aggressiveness paid off. High risk, high reward. But that time we are rewarded with a monster first down. We'll come out here, single back formation, and maybe get Ty Huntington on a play action shot. I mean, he's open in the middle there, and he is popped by Jesse Bates, the other safety, but somehow, someway, Ty Huntington hung on. That is not easy to do going up against Jesse Bates, but we are looking really, really good on our drive as well. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gents. We could be in for a heck of a game today. Division rival football, you always love to see it, and anything can happen in these division games. Scooby gonna get popped there by Cam O'Shea. He's all over the place, I can tell, and that's going to be 2nd and 10. Ball is on the 13. Let's test this left side here and see what type of blocks can be held. Huntington, oh man, I should have fully committed to the outside. I tried to maybe look for some blocks there and kind of slow it down and see if I couldn't cut it back inside. Probably just full commitment to the outside would have got the job done, but alas, it didn't. I didn't do that. So it is 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 2 rather. Man, I'm off my commentating game today. My apologies on that. Let's pick this up. Oh, that's got to be PI. Oh my God, dude. I got to go back to replay. Damon Cody would have had an easy touchdown. Was that Grayson Miser? That was Grayson Miser, but I don't know, man. That sure looked like PI to me. Maybe it wasn't more than 5 yards out, but there's Cody, okay? He's about to be right here wide open, but watch him get bumped, unless it was our own player. Oh, it was Scooby McBoomski, the tight end. That can happen on those mesh spots, man. Look, they just boom. They McBoomed, okay? They McBoomed, collided right there, and I mean, that was going to be 6 for Damon Cody, and you see it through the timing off, and wow. Part of me just half tempted to go back to that same play. And you know what? The coach is actually saying to go for it. I am surprised. I mean, if coach wants us to go for it, by golly, gee willikers, I'm going to go for it. And probably looking for Huntington or Cody. It just depends. And no, we're just going to get sacked. Oh, I knew I should have. And it's a fumble. What's going on? I wasn't even paying attention. Doesn't matter. Oh boy, this is a disastrous start to this game. That was Cam O'Shea. He is all over the field. He is a problem. I should have just taken the points, man. I should have just taken the points. Spirits defense, they're chock full of subscribers, chock full of superstars. And there you see, I've never seen that little graphic on the screen before. That might make the thumbnail right there. And certainly Caleb Hayes is gonna make the thumbnail. I got a bad feeling about this, unless it's gonna be our defense that is gonna ultimately, I think, decide if we win or lose this game. They have been playing really, really good as of late, getting lots of picks, sacks, interceptions, all that good stuff. But this man right here, DeAndre Smith, is tearing us up. He's got all 85, I believe, of Caleb Hayes' yards. And we're only in the first quarter, mind you. All right, got to lock in, guys. Single back formation here. Probably going to be a handoff to Daniel Banks, which it is. And he is met there by Jaden Taylor. That's the kind of intensity that we're going to need today. And I'll tell you what, Caleb, go ahead and hand the ball off. Nothing against Daniel Banks. I know he's a good player. But go ahead and hand the ball off to Daniel Banks as much as you want to. because this passing attack just really scares me. I'm not going to lie. But look at Daniel Banks. Going to make me eat my words, dude. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's another scoring play. Tripped up there by Amari Taylor. Oh, my God, dude. This I haven't seen our defense play like this in quite some time. I mean, they have been on a tear as of late. But these Spirits, man, they are taking it to us in this one. And we got to just, not we, I'm not bringing you guys into this. I got to tighten up, and that's going to be Daniel Banks not on the score because he kind of got stuck behind his own offensive lineman. Yeah, I mean, it's pressure all the way. Like, every play, oh, come on, Johnny Waters. I had Daniel Banks for a second, but Daniel Banks was just a little bit too fast for me. And the Spirits are going to go up 2 touchdowns, and Caleb Hayes is showing us why what we saw on that graphic a few moments ago is true. Why he is the front runner for the MVP right now. He is certainly playing like it, and the Spirits about to go up 14-0 on us with still a minute to go in the first quarter. Got to respond here. Jake Powers is getting pressed, and that might be our best friend today. JJ Huntington, you'll be my best friend if you don't allow me to get sacked, okay? How about that? And Jesse Bates not going to go down, but that's a heck of a catch there by Ty Huntington. So he's got a couple. So let's snap this football. Please, J.J. Huntington. There's a little hole for J.J. Okay. So on our second drive here, we are marching our way downfield and trying to keep this game close before it gets out of hand. 14-0, end of the first quarter. Spirits are playing like they're 12-3 instead of us. But hopefully we can even that or draw a little bit closer on that scoreboard here on this drive. Into Savannah territory here. Ball is on the 40, and we're going to go back to J.J. Huntington again. And Cam O'Shea, man, we're going to have to triple team the middle linebacker, I feel like, because he's probably, I would say he's definitely at like 6 tackles by now, maybe even more. TBH, but he's definitely, and he was the recipient of that sack strip fumble on Drew Thompson as well. So yeah, he definitely came to play today. 2nd and 6 though, we'll come out single back and just see who can get open. It is that Ty again. Ty Huntington, he came to play today, making his 3rd catch of the contest, securing a first down for the Terminators. All right, I'm putting Jake Powers on a curl route. However, this is usually a Scooby McBoomski route here, but I mean, how can you pass up a wide open Ty Huntington, who now has 4 catches for 51 yards. So right now it's Ty Huntington versus DeAndre Smith. Subscriber on subscriber wide receiver battle here. And DeAndre Smith is definitely getting the better of that contest so far. But Ty Huntington right behind, and it's Ty Huntington again. Huntington might score. He's so close, but he is brought down there last minute by Jesse Bates. But Ty, man, this is the freaking Ty Huntington show. Now let's please punch this thing in for some points here. 1st and goal from the 2. We got to do it. Ooh, I don't like this. They got 2 superstars right there. Can Huntington get it here? He is going to find his way into the end zone. So our running back, J.J. Huntington, now with 18 touchdowns on the season. I believe I showed pre-game he had 17. So he's definitely still, the yards might not be there as much as they were last year, but he is still a force. And he's still in the top 10 voting for Offensive Player of the Year. Remember, he won it last year. It's another first down by Caleb Hayes and the Spirits. That's something that has been commonplace in this game here. Aiden Leslie. Oh, come on, please get to Hayes. We're not going to get to Hayes. And what is going on in this game, dude? I swear. That is not even a subscriber. That's backup rookie tight end Paul Payne. We were mere inches away from Caleb Hayes, and not only did he complete the pass, this Paul Payne cat did not even step out of bounds, and we missed the tackle. And like right now, this is the Murphy's Law game. Anything that can go wrong for me, it appears that it is. Time to get aggressive here, man. We're going to go blitz with the pressure, and I'm just going to use her up on Johnny Waters and hope that it's not a run to Daniel Banks. It's not a run to Daniel Banks. There's some pressure finally. And that is Caleb Hayes' first incompletion of the game. It was Brandon Moore on the safety blitz, and much needed. Thank you so much, Brandon Moore. He's also overdue for a big game as well. He, beginning of the season, he was doing his thing. Haven't really called his name in quite a while. Caleb, another broken tackle. That time it's Elijah Moore. This Spirits team gonna be haunting my dreams tonight, I feel like. Big pressure again with the press as well. I don't know what else to do, guys, okay? If we just sit back here and play zone coverage, and apparently I can't tackle today. Okay. Spirits gonna find their way down to the 1 yard line, threatening to score again. Yeah, man, need a sack or a TFL or a forced fumble. Oh, design run from head. Dude, I am so cheeks. I am so cheeks. Again, had a chance. Oh, man. Do I even want to go to replay? Do I even want to go? I'll just let you see it right here. Johnny Waters, dead to rights on Caleb Hayes. It was a designed quarterback run. Had a great opportunity to maybe pop that ball free, at least prevent a touchdown. And my cheeks looking self, not able to get it done. Get a look at the rushing touchdown leaders. I know it says 17, but I believe it is at 18 now, but some other subscribers up there as well. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, if you're sitting here watching this video right now, still, at this point, and you're not subscribed, join, man. This is a fun time. We got so many subscribers in the league here, and Damon Cody might just have to go streaking here. Is this going to be Cody? I don't really like it. It may have been, but that play is usually a Scooby McBoomski route through and through. It was. But yeah, subscribe, join up, man, and get in on this SFL action. See if we can't pick this up on the single back wham. Ideally, I would like us to score and have the Spirits not get the ball back, because we will get the ball back after halftime, but 3.5 minutes, that's still a world of time. So really it just depends on how JJ Huntington runs, because I'm sure we're going to give him the ball a lot, and if he can't pick up yards and gets behind the sticks, well, you know, we're going to have to throw it and probably score. That's usually what happens when Drew Thompson throws the ball, and that time JJ is going to be shut down for only a gain of 1 by Jesse Bates, and that will make it 2nd and 9. On 3rd and 5, I'm going to go shallow crosser. Probably only looking at Jake Powers. I only have eyes for Jake Powers on this one, and we'll see if Mr. Powers can pick this up. He will, and does have the speed there to outrun the cornerback, Trustin Smith Jr. Great way to bring us to the 2-minute warning, as we do take the ball down to the 32. Gotta score before halftime. Kind of surprised. Coach is not calling any run plays at all. I realize we're sub 2 minutes, but, you know, we don't have that far to go. We got all 3 timeouts, and I know you want to pick up yards, but like I said, we also want to think about not letting the Spirits get the ball back. Scooby McBoomski going to catch it for 6. And yeah, I'm not in a rush to snap this ball, so not going to call a timeout here. Jake Powers is getting pressed, and if I see him win instantly, I will go there for sure. I'm not going to pass that up if it's there. It's not there, though. It's Ty continuing to have a great game. Still not going to call a timeout, but going to have to think about it here soon. Yeah, this is playing out exactly how I want it to, at least so far. 48 seconds left in the ball game. We're going screen pass. JJ just dropped it. Okay. Don't do that, please, JJ. Grayson Miser was getting in there on the pressure, but still, that was a catchable ball. And here's a chance, Scooby, you can redeem yourself on this one, because we are going mesh spot, which is the play where you bumped Damon Cody earlier in the contest. So this is your chance for redemption here. Damon Cody gonna catch it, and that is beautiful stuff here. I'm probably going to wait until about 20 seconds, I think, and call a timeout. It's all about clock management, because in Madden, as I'm sure you know, teams can score like that. So we'll call a timeout with about 20 seconds and hopefully punch this thing in and score. All right, 20 seconds to go. Can we cap this thing off with some points? Ty Huntington is going to be the one, of course. So fitting that it would be Ty Huntington, because he has been... who's our quarterback? Drew Thompson. Man, all these subscriber names going through the old medulla oblongata. But he has been Drew Thompson's favorite target in this one. So very fitting that he is the one to cap this drive off with some points. And I would say that drive was executed pretty much to perfection. Now, still 17 seconds left to go, which is a world of time for Madden AI. But assuming the Spirits don't score, we'll go into the locker room down 21-14, but getting the ball after halftime with a chance to knot this scoreboard up. And that is exactly what will happen. It was A gain of 2 by Daniel Banks, and then the Spirits go ahead and throw in the white flag to get to halftime. But this, I was actually really scared of how this game started out, and I still am. But nice response by us, both, I can't say on defense really, but at least on offense. And we do got ourselves a fun contest on our hands here. Getting a look at some of the action around the league, as we always do. Portland Lobsters down 1 to the North Carolina Flyers. That's our brother right there, Alex Thompson, who is like 4th in MVP votes. Why? I don't know necessarily. This is a big game though here. The Salem Steelhawks are so far sticking it to the Manatees. And if we lose this game and Salem wins their game, they will be the number 1 seed and we will be the number 2 seed in the NFC. So got to keep that in mind. And then the Rebels right now down to the Toronto Thunderbirds 14-7. About to be halftime in that game as well. See if we can't knot this thing up here, man. With the way that the Spirits are playing, I feel like we definitely have to. And haven't really looked at Jake Powers too much in this game, but just hasn't been there. And we're going to be sacked again. Is that Cam O'Shea? It is Cam O'Shea for his 2nd sack of the contest. This guy is a menace, and I knew he was going to be. I called it. Superstar middle linebacker, like all over the field general. We see him stuffing the stat sheets every episode when I go through the stats at the end. And it's no different here today. So now we are vastly behind the sticks. Let's just dump this down to Zach Ertz, and I could not stay in bounds. Jake Powers up the seam on that left side. Does he win? That's the question. If not, we do got Scooby, or we do also got, there's Zach Ertz, and that time he will get a touchdown. Not a touchdown.
Bruh.
I wish it was a first down. And that time he was stopped there by Hicks. And we really, oh man, dude, if we would have had to punt that back to the Spirits, coming out of the locker room, might have just been game. I know that seems crazy to say, because we're only down by a touchdown, but we can't stop Savannah. We cannot stop Savannah. So thank you, Zach Ertz. Even though you're not a subscriber, you pretty much saved us there. Why are my players dropping screen passes? And both times it's been linebacker Grayson Miser in there on the pressure. Now it is 3rd and 5. Coach wants me to call a screen again. Wow, you are a savage. Who's our coach? Todd Bowles, because we used to be the Bucks. That's right. You're savage, Todd Bowles. No, we're not going to go screen. We're going to go probably the shallow route to Jake Powers again. It worked earlier. Will it work this time? It will. And I am just going down to the turf, not risking a pass breakup or a fumble. And another first down conversion by Tuscaloosa. I like an HB stretch. Outside runs don't typically do it for me. They don't typically get me going all like that because they don't work, really, is the reason. But maybe if we motion over Scooby here, we can seal that edge and maybe find some daylight over there. No, we're not going to be able to because it is Adrian Mew III, the strong safety, halting us for only a gain of 2. Time to bust out the good old TE attack. And man, if that linebacker drops back in coverage, he did. I am running out with Drew Thompson. Drew Thompson doesn't really run too much, and you see why he fumbled it there. That's actually a 2nd fumble of the game. But luckily, it was going out of bounds. And that was D. Ford, the standout real NFL player in real life, might I add. Cousin of Caleb Hayes on this team. And that is why he is a subscriber in this league. I got to go ahead and audible this because this is going to be Ty Huntington all day. As long as that linebacker blitzes. If not, we got Jake Powers. Yeah, baby, it's Ty. It's Ty. Ooh, what a recovery there by Jesse Bates and others. That usually works when I do that. Not that time, though, because it was great defense by the Spirits. It's 2nd and 10 here. We are almost into the red zone. Jake Powers is kind of getting pressed, but not really, so I probably won't look that way. We'll go to Zach Ertz again and Cam O'Shea. Why do I have injuries turned off? Because, no offense, Cam, I love you. Would like you to get injured and leave the game right about now. Gotta pick this up here. 3rd and 10. This is dicey territory. Can Damon Cody get open? Damon Cody's not going to get open, and it's going to be an interception by Adrian Mew III, the strong safety. They completely baited me in that one. Scooby was open there for a minute, but Adrian Mew he's a zone hawk. That's what he does. He lurked. He was right there, jumped the route, and that's going to be an interception. Deflating interception at that, because we were just about to score, and now we give up points and put the ball back in the hands of a 1,000-yard rusher in Daniel Banks and front runner for MVP Caleb Hayes. Yeah, that is not good at all. That just took the wind out of my sails. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. Let's see what Caleb Hayes does, though. He is going to find okay, I thought that was a fumble there for a second. That's George Smith, the other Smith brother. It has been DeAndre Smith for a majority of this contest, but that time it was George Smith, and Caleb Hayes and the Spirits don't miss, man. They do not miss. I'm surprised they're only 9-6. Now, last season, they were the best team in our division by far, but not so much in this season. But looking like it here. That time it was pressure, though. Almost got to Hayes and forces a little wounded duck to be thrown up there. Guess pass. Let's shade inside here. I think that's the right thing to do. We'll probably have Austin Kringle be a little extra coverage guy out here just in case Hayes has some good routes, which he does, and it actually was Kringle on the pop. That is Dallas Bolton, who I believe he carved us up in the first meeting. That's his first catch, I think, in this contest here. We haven't called his name, at least not that I can remember. So good job limiting Dallas Bolton, but now this is crucial that we stop Savannah here and get him off the field, and we do. Man, Johnny Waters, one of our best linebackers, I would say, this season, was there to make Hayes uncomfortable and does force the throwaway. So that interception does not come back to bite us. We are blessed by the Madden gods. Now, Drew Thompson and myself, mainly myself, because I obviously control Drew Thompson. Drew Thompson doesn't have a mind of his own. He does what I tell him to. What I'm saying is we got to take care of this ball.
Okay.
It's RPO here, but I wouldn't be unhappy if we have to go to the outside. I am unhappy, as a matter of fact. I take that back. That was Avery Miser, another one of the Miser family members here that are chock full, or this team, the Spirits, packed full of them. So are the Montana Mountain Lions, and so are the Sacramento Sharks. Shout out to the Misers, man. They huge supporters on this channel. Of course, all started by one of our channel members, Blake Miser, on the Sharks. But they are huge supporters of this channel. And I can't thank you guys enough. Can't thank Jake Powers enough for catching that one. That's going to make it 3rd and inches. Gotta be a Drew Thompson quarterback sneak. I mean, if I don't pick this up, you can bet your grandpappy's britches that I'm going to go for it on 4th down. Don't bet your grandpappy's britches. As a matter of fact, he might need those. Doesn't matter, though, because britches aside, Drew Thompson is able to convert. And that's probably going to tick it down to the 4th quarter. So scoreless 3rd quarter. Very interesting. Or do I snap this? You know what? I'm going to get a little crazy here. Let's snap this. Zach Ertz has been showing up big on that single back tight end route there. But yeah, it's scoreless 3rd quarter. Both teams held off the scoreboard, so we got the exact same score that we had when it was halftime. And who will prevail in this 4th quarter? Got to stick around to find out. Don't need to get crazy here. We're going to keep it on the ground with Huntington. I may have to get crazy here pretty soon, but Huntington is pushed forward, and he's got some fresh legs in this quarter, I would say. Not sure what he's up to stat-wise because they haven't showed it on the ticker here in a little while, but I would imagine he's got to be past the half-century mark now. If not, he's darn close, right? And we're going to go back to Huntington on the single-back wham. This is a play that usually works and going to work to perfection. Why are they not showing me JJ stats? They usually show it after every run. TE attack again. Coach called it, so leave me alone. And if that linebacker over there on the left, if he rolls out, in coverage again, yeah, it's going to be a Drew Thompson scramble. And let's just go out of bounds this time, okay? I've run the ball with Drew Thompson a lot this game. I think I've ran it twice. And for Drew Thompson, that is, in fact, a lot. I don't really run it with my mans in them too much. He's not a runner. He is the Drew Brees build. So 2 runs for him and probably, close to 20 yards-ish. That's a lot. That's a workload for my man. And JJ going to continue his workload, and we're still not going to be able to see his stats. All right. Thanks, Madden. Okay, I had to check because it was bugging me. He's at 53, and Daniel Banks is at 69. Nice. So I'm happy with that, Gonna probably continue going to JJ here for a little bit, although it is going to be Tubby in on this set. Tubby had that monster run, though, earlier, so maybe we can see Some McDoubles raining down on the screen, question mark. That's usually what I do when Tubby scores, and Tubby running good, breaking tackles, sifting through the defense, and picking up a solid gain of 8. RPO, do I go to Ty Huntington or do I keep it in the hands of Tubby? We're going to go to Ty Huntington and just can't get that edge, man. I cannot get that edge. However, we do got it down to the 1 yard line, and this is a Y stick time, and the coach is calling it too. The coach knows me all too well. Ooh, but I don't like that. See, the Spirits know me all too well too. They're loading up that left side, so definitely got to audible into a run here. I'm confident Drew can pick this up. It's only a yard, and Drew will pick it up by the skin of his nards. Wow.
Come on, man.
And I could be aggressive and go for 2. However, I think I'll just kick the extra point. I've missed a few of those this year too, so gotta focus in here with Corey Booter and not miss this. That one will be pure. So 21's on the scoreboard. Our defense did force a punt last drive. Can we please do it again? Got ourselves a good one brewing here, and I got a feeling that we're in for some fireworks here in the 4th quarter. About 5.5 minutes to go. It's a delayed give to Banks, and TJ Huntington is right there to stop it. So all 3 of members of the Huntington trio, TJ, JJ, and Ty, all doing their part in this one, all playing a pretty good game. Let's come out nickel here, guest pass, shade inside, and maybe our X Factor, Blake Eugene Miser, can get back here and get to Caleb Hayes. That would be lovely. Not going to happen. It's going to be Dallas Bolton for his 2nd catch of the contest. 3rd and 1. Can we hold him here? Doubtful, but you never know. Definitely audibling into pressure here, and this is a time where I was talking about the Huntington trio. Can TJ get back there? No.
Oh, I wish that you hadn't pulled the trigger.
Oh, we are cooked. Wow. We are cooked by Daniel Banks. Alex Powers can't catch up to him. That was a heck of a play drawn up by the Spirits coach, who I believe is Raheem Morris, because they used to be the Falcons. But I mean, I didn't run commit with the actual buttons, but I more or less ran commit, and they probably knew that I was going to do that. And it's George Smith. So George Smith and DeAndre Smith now both having great games, and this probably back and forth matchup continues. Heck of a play by Caleb Hayes and the Spirits. Keep this ground game working. We got 4.5 left to go. Depending on what happens here on this drive, we got to get down there first, but I may not be opposed for going for 2. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how it plays out, how much time is left, and if we even score for that matter, because I could easily throw an INT, or they could stop us on downs, or whatever the case may be. Cam O'Shea there, he could have a say in what happens here, so I don't know. I'm just saying, you got to be aggressive when you're playing good teams like the Spirits, and man, we are met there and stopped almost instantly. Oh man, the screen pass, it's so risky, but it's just calling out to me. It's so risky, but it's calling out to me. As long as our offensive lineman can hold a block, I feel confident that we can pick this up here, and we got to get out there. Come on, why is nobody blocking on the screen pass, dude? Oh man, Trustin Smith Jr. in there on the stop. Avery Miser, or Grayson Miser rather, has been just all over these screens. And I mean, can't go for this here, right? I can't, not from the 32, man. We got to trust our defense. I know the Spirits will probably go run mode here, but that's not a good punt by Jack. Well, it's actually a good punt by Jack Mavros. Check up. Come on, check up, please. It is going to check up. James Bradbury, get down there. And I couldn't touch the ball, but we do stop them on the 2. So Jack Mavros, sometimes your punter can be your MVP. So if you're watching this, great punt there by you, brother. And if they do go run mode, I don't know if I even like it, because so often teams, like when you got them down here on the 1 and the 2, they just break it off for a big gain. It's actually rather annoying how that happens. However, I'm going to be, guys, again, you got to be aggressive. You got to be aggressive. You got to send pressure here and just hope that somebody can get back there. Johnny Waters. Oh, we were very close. We were very close. It's not going to be a safety. However, we do force a 1 yard loss. We have to go for this safety here. It's the only thing that I can do. And let's see what Daniel Banks and these Spirits will do here on this one. It is going to be a run to Banks and does give him a little bit of breathing room, so I'll probably switch up to some formation coverage on this one. Coverage, but still going to have a little bit of a blitz. 3rd and 9 here. I mean, Hayes is, he is definitely backed up for sure. So if he gives it to Banks, come on, oh my God, took a poor angle on it, and Daniel Banks is going to get the first down. That is the story of this game, is me taking poor angles. I got to call a timeout now, but we should have 100% had Daniel Banks there. I basically just ran into a block and got sucked into a block animation. Highly, highly annoying. And you got to figure now they're just going to be content to continue to hand the ball off to Banks. As a matter of fact, I'm going to guess run up the middle. Call me crazy, but I'm going to do it, and proves to be the right decision. So we'll go ahead and call timeout here. Only got one more of those bad boys in our pocket. Brandon Moore is in there to stop Daniel Banks. Now on 3rd and 9, I am for sure going coverage. Even if they come out in a single back I form, yeah, okay, they're coming out shotgun. Anyways, so, but the question is, gotta be aggressive, gotta go press here with the blitz and just hope that we can make something happen. Yes, it's a sack, and who is it, I can't see. It is TJ Huntington. So the Huntington trio, that was a ballsy call by me, man. Pressure with the blitz, but I had to do it. We got no timeouts left either, so we're gonna have one final, about 45-ish, 50 seconds to score here. Got to get out of bounds. We're going to have great starting field position, though, and a good cut there by JJ. And we got ourselves a fighting chance to tie this thing up, ladies and gents. What a fun back-and-forth divisional contest this has been today. Now, the only thing is, though, with no timeouts... Oh, God, wait a minute. Scooby McBoomski? I know we got no timeouts, but this has got to be... Unless Adrian Mew baits me again, it's got to be a quick step drop and sling. McBoomski going to drop it anyways. Okay, Scooby McBoomski is one of our best players. This has not been one of his better games, game to remember so far, but that's okay. You'll have that in the SFL/NFL. I do see Jake Powers getting pressed, though, so that may be my first read. We also got McBoomski in as a safety blanket as well. Oh, wait, it's Damon Cody. Can Cody catch it? He does catch it. Look at Damon. Damon freaking Cody, the superstar X Factor. That might be his first touchdown on the season. I'm just saying. And it came at the most opportune time possible. But do I go for 2? We got no timeouts. Coach is saying go for the PAT. I'm trying to think here. There's 47 seconds, so I'm going to go for the PAT. I've been aggressive this whole contest, and at some point that's going to come back to bite me. So if nothing else, this game is tied. Now, Savannah does have all 3 timeouts and only needing a field goal to win. So we're definitely playing for overtime right now. But had I not gotten that 2-point conversion, it would have been ball game. So at least, and they might even be content to take it to overtime. I don't know. Don't really want to play overtime because these episodes are already as long as it is. And overtime's only going to make it longer. But by golly, we got to give the fans what they want. And if the Spirits are going to force an OT game here in week 16, week 17? I'm here for it. Let's get it. Only need a field goal, too, so we can't just sit back and play blanket coverage necessarily. I am going to go zone on this one, though, but if they pick this one up here and get, to the 50-ish or so, probably got to think about sending a blitz. And oh, God, they're already in field goal range. Dallas, Bolton, they're actually probably not in field goal range yet for Matt Gay, but they did get out of bounds, so no need to even call timeout. That kind of sucks. Gonna send a little bit of a pressure with some blanket coverage here. I don't like, though, the fact that, we gotta use her up on Jaden Taylor, and God, I can't even think here. I gotta focus on this game, man. Forget the commentary, like... And are they gonna call time? No way, they got 2 timeouts. Why are they not calling one? They're going to make this that much of a longer kick for Matt Gay? I'm not understanding the logic. Why take it all the way to to 10 seconds. I don't get it. Surely they wouldn't kick a field goal from here, right? That's terrible clock management because they easily could have had one more play to get a little bit closer for Matt Gay, and we can't even ice him. No timeouts. So will Matt Gay put this thing away, or will James Bradbury block kick? You got to be kidding me. Scoop that thing up. Oh, John Kraft. Oh, man. But we got a chance for a Hail Mary. Oh, dude. James freaking Bradbury. You got to be kidding me. Matt Gay can't believe it. And you know what? When we go Hail Mary on this team, we don't go Hail Mary. We go TE attack and try to get Jake Powers on the press because for whatever reason, the AI does that. As you see here, they're doing it here as well. And maybe we should, have a chance to get this. Jake is, that's a fair chance. That's a fair chance. Powers had it and dropped it. So we're going to overtime. Okay. All right. Man, dude, this game is crazy. We are giving the fans what they want, and if you're watching this still, and you're a trooper, and you're ingrained in the video, shout something out in the comments, because this is gameplay at its finest, and what will happen in OT? Who's going to get the coin call? It should be us, right? Or maybe the spirits will call it, or maybe nothing will happen. I don't really know. I guess the spirits called. No. Yeah, okay. Tails never fails in its heads, so Tails does fail. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Spirit's going to get the ball first. If they score, it's over. If they don't score, we got a chance to win. I'm explaining you guys overtime rules, which I'm sure you already know. But if they make a field goal, we got a chance to come back and respond. So overtime, here we are. And let's freaking get it, man. Oh, this episode is going to be so long. I just know it. Man, I hope you guys appreciate these SFL episodes take so long to record, edit, and maybe it's not going to be as long as I thought because George Smith making a good catch there and Caleb Hayes over 300 yards. But yeah, these SFL, it takes so long to edit, upload, record these, but I do it for you guys, man. So I just hope that you love the content, and I'm sure, most of you do because you guys tell me all the time. So thank you. If you're still watching, at this point in the contest, we're probably over an hour in, I would imagine. I really appreciate it. Daniel Banks, though, getting stopped up by Shaggy McBoomski. Haven't really called his name too much today either. So the McBoomski brothers have been a little bit quiet, not really laying the boom like they typically do. But like I said, that's okay. It happens. I need man coverage over here on DeAndre Smith for sure. TJ Huntington is the blitzer. Got picked up on a block very well. Caleb. Oh, man, he hooks up there with George Smith again. And the Spirits already in field goal range. Man, regardless of what happens in this contest, this was a fun and exciting game. There's a chance we could still hold them to a field goal, though, for sure. It's not looking great, as that's a broken tackle by DeAndre Smith. These Smith brothers have been killing it, and DeAndre just threw it off of TJ Huntington's butt. Okay. Got to be aggressive and go pressure here. Trust me, I don't want to do it. But I know what's going to happen if we just sit back there and let Caleb Hayes pick us apart. That was a great tackle by John Kraft and still gives us a fighting chance as it is 3rd and inches. And I would imagine these Spirits now, they fooled me earlier, okay? So they don't necessarily have to go run on this one. They did fool me earlier, but you know what?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Selling out. And I missed a tackle by Marcus Make. That's the freaking theme of this game, man. I can't even go to replay either because it's the final play of the game. I guessed that run beautifully. And I shot back there with Marcus May and had a chance to wrap up. They're going to show it right here, I imagine. No, they're not. They're going to... Well, actually, I'm glad they skipped that part. Nobody needs to see that tomfoolery. But that was the theme of this game here. Missed tackles by your boy. And the Spirits are going to pull off the upset victory, I would say, 34-28 in overtime. Caleb Hayes does have a great game against us. 18 for 21 for 338, 2 touchdowns, and 0 INTs at 85% completion rate. Drew Thompson did play good, though, with 270, a 72% completion, but he did have the 1 INT to go along with the 2 touchdowns. JJ Huntington, not a great game. He had 2 touchdowns, though. 16 carries, 58 yards, a low yards per carry average. Daniel Banks cooked, 14 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, one of them being the game winner. Drew Thompson ran a little bit. You don't see that too much, 4 for 39, but did have 2 fumbles, and that's why you don't see it too much. And then Tubby on 3 carries, averaged 12.3 yards per carry for 37 yards. Small sample size, but a good sample size. And then Caleb Hayes ran 1 time for 1 yard and a touchdown as well. Receiving, Ty Huntington was cooking all game long, 8 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. JJ Huntington, 6 catches for 44 as a running back. You'll certainly take that. Dallas Bolton, tight end for the Spirits, a quiet 4 for 34. George Smith, a not-so-quiet 4 for 125 and a touchdown. And DeAndre Smith, a not-so-quiet 4 for 92 and a touchdown. So shout out to the Smith brothers. Scooby McBoomski, a quiet game for him, 4 for 27. Jake Powers, also kind of a quiet game, 3 for 41. Zach Ertz had some good plays there. Damon Cody, 2 for 49 and a monster touchdown to tie the game up in the waning stages of the game. Maybe I should have went for 2, but hindsight's 2020, as they say. And as always, our center, Scoot Sanders, did not allow a sack. Cam O'Shea stuffing the stat sheet like a Thanksgiving turkey, man. 13 tackles, a TFL, 2 sacks, a pass deflection, and a forced fumble, and probably a fumble recovery. No, not a fumble recovery, but still a forced fumble. So a great game by him. Jackson Prime, the corner, had 7 total tackles. TJ Huntington also played good, 11 tackles, a TFL, and he was the one to get that sack as well. Shout out to the Huntington brothers in this one. Amari Taylor had 3 tackles. Trustin Smith Jr. had 6. D Ford, 3 tackles and a TFL and a forced fumble as well for D. Jaden Hayes here had 6 tackles, and Brandon Moore, our strong safety, with 7. Alex Powers had 3 tackles and a nice TFL, so good to see that. Avery Miser, 2 tackles and a TFL. John Kraft had 5 tackles. Marcus May could have held him to a field goal, but I suck. That's all I'm going to say about that. Our defensive tackle, Herbie McMath, had 2 tackles. JJ Miser, 2 tackles and a TFL. Tons of subscribers on these 2 teams combined, by the way. Let's see. Who am I missing? Adrian Mew III, 5 tackles and an interception and a pass deflection. Good game by him. Johnny Waters, he was just like Cam O'Shea, all over the place, 12 total tackles. Shaggy McBoomski had 1. James Bradbury had that blocked field goal attempt to force it into overtime, though. That was awesome. Austin Kringle had a tackle. Grayson Miser, 2 pass deflections. So that was good. Jessica Miser had 1 tackle, and Jaden Taylor had 1 tackle as well. So what a game, man. It was a fun one. We do take the L, but let's go check out the rest of our subscriber stats here in week 17. Wow, Toronto Thunderbirds do pull out a 3-point win over the very good Rochester Rebels. So Jordan Baker does get the better of Vanilla Vic. Baker had 202 yards, 2 touchdowns. Vanilla Vic, though, 370, 3 touchdowns, but 2 costly interceptions that... Sure, that's what did him in here. Vanilla Vic also ran 5 times for 17, and Jordan Baker 4 for 16 and a touchdown as a quarterback, though. So that was really great to see. And then we got Barnaby Hunt. Wow, he usually kills it. No stats in this one. Very, very interesting. You don't often see that. Barnaby is one of the better subscriber wide receivers in the league. But they still got the win. And shout out Hayden Ward-Fair, the cornerback, 6 tackles, but a big-time interception that might have been the reason for the victory. So shout out to a nice upset here by the Toronto Thunderbirds. And a big shout out to the Salem Steelhawks with a win this week and a loss from us. They will move up to the number 1 seed for now in the NFC behind another terrific performance from Cameron Moore. 305 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. And Nick Snow, a tough game at the office, 205 yards and an interception. Rushing, we got Ian Taliercio, one of the better backs in the league, 14 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. And then the Bus Bettis Jr. in his SFL debut, 11 carries for 50 yards. So a decent, okay performance. Cameron Moore also ran 5 times for 21. And Nick Snow as a QB now, mind you, 4 rushes for 20 yards and a touchdown. So that was really great work there. Lex Rose on the Manatees, 4 catches for 75 yards. We got JJ Redd on the Steelhawks, 6 for 57 and a touchdown. Joe Uno, the tight end of the Steelhawks, 6 for 48. Ian Taliercio as a running back now, 4 receptions, 34 yards, and a touchdown. And then the Bus Bettis Jr., 4 receptions for 17. So good receiving stats to go around there. And we also got, we have, Jerry Tress, the left tackle, only allowed 1 sack. Not bad. Defensively, Tank Mason on the Manatees, 7 tackles and a pass deflection. Okay, nothing too crazy there, but a solid game. W. Mans, the strong safety on the Manatees, had 5 tackles, but no, picks or anything like that. They sure could have used them. Hayden Zeig on the Steelhawks, 3 tackles and 2 TFLs, so a solid game from him. Carl Snaggs, the strong safety, had 3 tackles, a TFL, and he did snag an interception, so a nice game there from him. Daniel THG, the corner, 3 tackles and a pass deflection. Not Oreo, the defensive end here on the Steelhawks, only 2 tackles. He usually has a lot more than that, but hey, I mean, they got a solid win, so it's not like they needed any additional stats, and for whatever reason, we got several players down here with no stats, like It's Oreo, for example, and that might just be it. So I don't know what happened there, but maybe they were just blowing them out and started benching people. I don't know, but a really nice win by the Steelhawks, and shout out to you guys right now. You got the number 1 seed in the NFC. Speaking of number 1 seed, the number 1 seed in the AFC, Portland Lobsters, nice 3-point close victory over the North Carolina Flyers, and Superstar X Factor channel member Tito Flames, a really good game. 294 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. And then Alex Thompson, 290, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception on the day. Kevin the Ant, the 5'5" running back, 18 carries for 142 yards and a touchdown. That's insane. Great game from him. Rudy Chaves had 10 carries for 41, so not as good of a game. Quarterback Tito Flames ran 5 times for 20. Alex Thompson ran 5 times for 19. Curtis Samuel went off, not a subscriber, but still, gosh dang, that's a heck of a game. Cam Williams on the Lobsters, though, 4 catches for 66 yards, okay. And Rob Flames, the superstar tight end, kind of a quiet game here, 3 for 21, but did have a nice touchdown, so there is that. And running back Rudy Chaves, 2 catches for 12 yards. And then defensively, we got a couple here. Drake Bowen, who's kind of like the Cam O'Shea, who we just saw, right, on the Spirits, kind of their version of him, always all over the field. 8 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and a forced fumble. That's awesome. And then cornerback Cletus Ray, 6 tackles and a pass deflection, so not too bad. And then cannot forget about kicker here, Kaboom Stick 3, 1 for 1, and it was a short 29-yarder, but he did miss an extra point, though. Wow, okay. Interesting stuff, but Portland Lobsters do remain the number 1 seed in the AFC East, or in the AFC total, after a 3-point win against the Flyers. Grand Rapids Lightning, they will stay atop the NFC North after beating the AFC North Louisville Fighters. And Lucas Spicer, QB on the Lightning, pretty solid game, 230, 3 touchdowns and a pick. And then Cameron Udeze, this is an okay game, nothing bad, but nothing crazy. 214 yards and a touchdown, but no picks, which is always good to see. Lucas Spicer on the Lightning ran 4 times for 24, and Cameron Udeze ran 3 times for 15. And then receiver Floyd Butler, he also ran 2 times for 11. Receiving wise here, who did what? Floyd Butler, 5 for 44, but 2 touchdowns. Again, like I said at the beginning of the episode, he is an animal, just always performing. Braylon Udeze also had a touchdown too on 3 catches for 31 yards. And even Jarek Smith got a catch. He doesn't really ever get those. 1 catch for 16 yards. So nice work there. Defensively, we got a couple here. Mark Frazier on the Lightning. He had 6 tackles and a TFL and a pass deflection. So a nice work there. And then strong safety Charlie Wicker, only 1 tackle. Definitely could have used like some picks or something. Maybe in a low scoring game like this, that could have been what they needed. But a nice solid victory by the Grand Rapids Lightning, and they remain probably the 4th seed, I would think, in the NFC playoffs. Albany Argonauts may have just jumped the Fort Worth Rough Riders, and they might be in the playoffs right now. 31-24 victory over the Fort Worth Rough Riders, who have been on some kind of skid as of late. They were the best team in the SFL in like the first half of the season. But Craig Ray played really good, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And then Devin Fry on the Rough Riders, 165 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. Superstar X Factor and channel member Bobby Donuts, 16 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. Devin Fry for the Rough Riders as a quarterback. Wow, 4 carries, 15 yards, but 2 touchdowns. And Craig Ray also had a touchdown on 4 for 10. So we just had quarterbacks, scoring touchdowns as runners all over the place. So that's always great to see. Jeff Burke on the Argonauts, 5 catches for 64 yards. Dunkin' Donuts, 4 for 63. And then Bobby Donuts, 1 for 7, but a touchdown as a receiver as well. And then on defense here, only one. We got Chuck Pick, the defensive end on the Argonauts. Only 1 tackle, but at the end of the day, I guess that maybe that was the tackle that won the game. Who knows? But we'll check here at the end. But I believe the Albany Argonauts have now crept their way into the NFC playoffs. Roswell Revolution do down the Topeka Silverbacks here, 24-8. And quarterback Noah Acro had a solid day at the office, 223, 2 touchdowns and no picks. And then Kyrie Brooks, $160, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions. He has caught the INT bug this season, unfortunately, but he'll shake it off next season, I'm sure. David Acro, who just joined today, 16 carries for 60 yards. Vayro Brooks on the Silverbacks, 12 for 39. So tough game there. Kyrie Brooks, QB, ran 5 times for 23. And then Noah Acro ran 5 times for 10. And then receiving wise on the Revolution, BT Taylor had 4 catches for 38. Willie Lloyd Jr. had 3 for 36. And David Acro, 1 for 3. Defensively, Jameer Juice, the QB on the Revolution, 6 tackles and a big-time interception. Also a pass deflection as well. So he's really been playing good brand of football as of late. Gio Cruz usually does a lot. Did a little in this game, only 1 tackle. And then Eli Acro, only 1 tackle as well. But the Roswell Revolution, they also are right there on the fringe of playoff contention. We'll see if they propelled themselves back into it after a win against the Silverbacks. Akron Summits beat the Dakota Pronghorns 27-21. Little subscriber QB duel here. Dragon Zetron on the Summits played good, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns and no picks. And then Gianni Cortez, 255, 2 touchdowns, but 1 costly crushing interception. So that could have been what did him in there. Caleb Hayes on the Pronghorns, 14 carries, 50 yards. And then also quarterback Dragon Zetron, 2 for 11. And Gianni Cortez, quarterback, 1 for 2. So the Summits are in the playoffs, leading their division, and I believe they're either sub 500 or now they are 500. But regardless, they're in it, and they kind of solidify that with the win here against Dakota. Providence Red Raiders trying to stay alive in the playoffs. They get a 6-point win over the Edmonton Coyotes, and Superstar X Factor channel member Caden Haskins, he played good though, 293, 2 touchdowns, and almost a really identical stat line was Chase Kaiser on the Red Raiders, 289, 2 touchdowns, and neither quarterback had a pick. So there you go. Jackson Hyde on the Coyotes, 11 carries for 40 yards. Okay. And Chase Kaiser ran 4 times for 14. Caden Haskins scrambled 2 times for 5. And then Timmy Winfield ran 1 time for 5 yards. He is their wide receiver. Now, BT Millie on the Coyotes played really good. 7 catches for 104 yards and a touchdown. Like, you'll certainly take that, any day of the week and twice on Sunday, as they say. Timmy Winfield, 3 for 76. And then Zane Wolf on the Red Raiders, 4 for 34. Jackson Hyde, the running back on the Coyotes, 4 catches for 31 yards and a touchdown. And then Trevor Gronkowski, the 7-foot, 400-pound tight end, 3 for 34. Defensively, Cody Bricks on the Coyotes, 6 tackles and a big-time sack, so you always love to see that. Cornerback on the Red Raiders, Mark Dixon had 6 tackles, but no picks or anything. You definitely would have liked to see that. Hakeem Milton had 3 tackles and a pass deflection, so that was good. Trayvon, the free safety, had 3 tackles. Peter Griffin had 3 tackles as well. And am I missing anybody? Yeah, Tyler McDonough, the defensive tackle, had 2 tackles and a sack. And then middle linebacker Bob Doodle had only 1 tackle. And believe that is it. So, yeah, tough loss by the Coyotes. They'll bounce back next season, but a nice win and really a much-needed win by the Providence Red Raiders. OKC Eels, right on our heels, and if they jump us in seeding for the playoffs, I will be in my feels. I don't know. That's the rhyme I got for you guys, but they are. If we lose next episode and they win, I think that they will be tied, or I don't know. Something will happen. But Mason Buchanan, 251 and a touchdown. Good day at the office. And then Caleb Fusco on the lowly 2-14, I think. Snow Owls, 181 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. So their season has been rough. Brian Briner on the Eels, a good game, 17 carries, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Mason Buchanan also ran 5 times for 15. And then Caleb Fusco scrambled 3 times for 13 yards. And then receiving on the Eels, we got Ray. Had to clear my throat there, sorry. Ray, 5 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown. And then Graham Briner, 3 for 32 as a running back, which he is usually, he's one of the best receiving backs, I would say, in the league. And then I always miss Dr. Dre Harris. Where's Dr. Dre Harris? There he is. He had 4 tackles and a TFL and a pass deflection. So nice win by the OKC Eels. They kind of scare me, and they get a convincing victory over the Snow Owls. Portland Destroyers get an 8-point victory over the subscriber-packed Sacramento Sharks, 28-20. And quarterback Dominic Young, 274, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. He always plays good. Rico Johnson, though, he typically plays well. He did the same thing here in this one, 276, 2 touchdowns. No interceptions, though. You'll certainly take that. Liz Marlowe on the Sharks, 13 carries for 53 yards. Dominic Young scrambled 6 times for 19. Harley Kays ran 3 times for 15. Rico Johnson, 2 for 8. And Alexander Kleblek, the receiver, ran 1 time, also for 8. Receiving, we got Gerald Cole here on the Sharks, 6 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. A good game from him. Traquan O'Neal, 3 for 63. Lonnie Marlowe, the tight end, 4 for 55. Hope Kays, the wide receiver on the Sharks, 4 for 49. Harley Kays, the running back, 1 catch for 18. And Alexander Kleblek, who usually plays great, kind of quiet in this one, 2 catches for 17. Okay. And the other halfback, Liz Marlowe, 1 for 9. Sorry, I couldn't, my thing was blocking it. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Defensively, tons of subscribers here on the Sharks. Paige Meiser, the cornerback, had 6 tackles, a TFL, and a pass deflection. Dean Meiser, the middle linebacker, had 5 tackles. Superstar X Factor and the original Meiser OG on this channel member, 4 tackles and a TFL and a half a sack, so not bad. Individual stats, Roger Meiser, the cornerback, had 3 tackles. Ali Meiser, one of our newest channel members, Superstar X Factor, had 3 tackles as well. Bruce Jaws, the defensive tackle, had 2 tackles, a TFL, and a sack. Good stat sheet stuffing performance there from Bruce Jaws, I would say. Easton Dwayne Marlowe had 2 tackles. Okay, not too crazy there, but it's all right. Christina Marlowe, the defensive end, had 1 tackle. Mega Lodon had a tackle and a pass deflection, so nothing too crazy. This wasn't the greatest of defensive games here from the Sharks. They usually play really good, but, kind of not so great in this one. Billy Bob Joe, the strong safety, also only had 1 tackle, and then no other stats. So tough loss from the Sharks. That will pretty much eliminate them from playoff contention, but the Portland Destroyers, I believe they are still the 2 seed right now in the AFC playoffs. Milwaukee Motors, they might, I don't know, man. They're close. They're right there on the edge of being in the playoffs. They blow out the Las Vegas Jacks 45-27. So Cooper Fox, wow, 328 yards and 6 touchdowns for my man. Oh, just a great individual performance. And then Drew Vincent on the Jacks, 214, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Yeah, that's crazy from Cooper Fox, man. Shout out Cooper Fox. You balled out in this one. Crab Kingsley ran 10 times for 40 yards, but did have a fumble in there too. And then QB Drew Vincent, 5 for 27. QB Cooper Fox ran 2 times for 6. DeMar DeRozan absolutely crushed it. 9 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Wow. Great performance. And then Steven Carlson, 7 for 85, and also a touchdown for him as well. And then Sam Fox, the wide receiver, 6 catches, 59 yards, and 2 touchdowns. When you're in Crab Kingsley, 1 for 4. When your quarterback throws 6 touchdowns, you're going to have a lot of guys with touchdowns, okay? And Bobby Boulder, the left tackle, did not allow a sack in this game. Nice work. Defensively, Jazz Fox, the linebacker, had 6 tackles and 2 pass deflections, so that was good to see. Iron Fox, the cornerback, had 4 tackles, and that is it. Victor Falk, middle linebacker, who just joined the last episode, he had 3 tackles. And then Daedric Valentine, the defensive tackle, 3 tackles, a TFL, and a sack. Nice performance by him. And then strong safety Ace Hondo, 2 tackles, and an interception, and a pass deflection. You love to see it. So interesting to see what happens with the Motors. They may have gotten themselves in, not sure. But regardless, a nice victory over the Las Vegas Jacks. Montana Mountain Lions, they continue to climb up the AFC playoffs, and the Boulder Rockies continue to drop probably in the AFC playoffs. It's kind of like a back and forth type of thing with them, but McDonald's 10-piece, a good game, 252, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Lucas Thomas, a not so great game. He has been having a great season, but not so much in this one. 221, no touchdowns, and a pick, so that was kind of rough for him. AJ Hance, the running back, though, 15 carries, 84 yards. That was nice. And then Caleb Small continuing to add to his touchdown total, 11 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Lucas Thomas scrambled 10 times as a quarterback. That's crazy for 30 yards. And then McDonald's 10-piece, 3 times for 19. Receiving, we got a few here. We got Christian Bangle, 6 receptions for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. Good work there. Love to see it. Gavin Goat, the tight end, 4 for 36. And then wide receiver Ajante Lee, 3 for 34. Austin Lucas on the Boulder Rockies, 3 for 22. And then running back AJ Hance, 2 for 17. Defensively, we got a bunch all over the place. Augustine Miser, one of the SFL leaders in tackles, adds 11 more to his total this season, and also a big-time interception. So shout out Augustine Miser doing his thing over here in Montana. Karen Pasica, 7 tackles and a TFL as a middle linebacker. You love to see that. AJ Hall, middle linebacker on the Rockies, had 6 tackles. Hudson Dean Miser, the CB on the Mountain Lions, had 6 tackles as well. Tavarius Lee had 5, okay. King Lay, the strong safety, one of the Mountain Lions OGs on this team, 4 tackles and a pass deflection. Johnny Adam Miser on the Mountain Lions, 4 tackles and a TFL. Steve Miser, the cornerback, shout out to the Miser family, strong here on the Mountain Lions. He had 3 tackles as well, okay. Superstar Ethan Rudder, only 2 tackles, so kind of a quiet game from him. John Miser, though, 2 tackles and a sack. Okay, that was good. Don Dipple, 2 tackles for him as well. And anybody else that we got here, Jacob Miser had 1 tackle, and that is it as far as stats. So shout out to the Mountain Lions. They're climbing up the playoffs. Boulder Rockies got to be careful as they do take the loss here in Week 17. Memphis Suns get a 3-point victory over the San Jose Industrials. That AFC South, man, all jumbled together. No idea, or I'm sorry, yeah, the Suns are in the AFC South, Industrials in the NFC West. So no idea what's going to happen in the AFC South. But Jonathan Taylor, 264, 2 touchdowns, and Nick Strickland, 360 yards. Wow, 2 touchdowns and a pick, but 360, great day at the office there. QB Jonathan Taylor also ran 7 times for 25, and Grayson Martinez, 10 carries, 24 yards, only a 2.4 yards per carry average. That is rough. And then Nick Strickland, the QB, scrambled 4 times for 12. Receiving wise, Easy Fuentes back to having a good game here. He's been kind of off as of late. Devontae Adams, by the way, wow, 173. That's crazy. But Easy Fuentes, 8 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hingle McCringleberry on the Industrials, always laugh at that. 4 catches for 75. Miguel Guerrero on the Suns had 6 for 64. And then Grayson Martinez, the halfback, had 1 for 11. Defensively on the Industrials, we got 2 subscribers here. We got Dominic Marinai, 6 tackles, a TFL, and 2.5 sacks. Wow. tremendous individual performance. And then cornerback Josh Pickney had 5 tackles. So, yeah, tough loss by the Industrials. They might be out of it now. Memphis Suns, who the frick knows, but they got a good 3-point victory here in Week 17 as well. St. Louis Sentinels get a 4-point victory over the Massachusetts Smithies, who we do play in Week 18 to close out this season. Quarterback, it will be a rematch against, okay, heck of a storyline here. Silas Vaden used to be our defensive tackle. He got traded to the Smithies, became their quarterback, and now we end the season against them. Oh, I got something cooking up for that one. That's going to be a great episode. But Silas, 266, 2 touchdowns, so a good game. And then Ashton Saber, 154 and a touchdown. No INTs for either quarterback. Halfback Dyson Frederick on the Sentinels, 12 attempts, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Nice game there. And then Jax Vaden, who also used to be on our team, 13 carries for 48 yards. I cannot wait for Week 18, man. Going to be fun as heck. And then QB Ashton Saber, 9 rushes for 34 yards. And then Silas Vaden, 4 for 21. And Jacoby Frederick, the receiver, 1 rush for 4 yards. Jacoby Frederick, no yards as a receiver. Looks like Brandon Ayuk stole all the catches in that one. So that was kind of crazy to see. And then defensive end on the Sentinels, Jalen Valentine, pretty good game. 2 tackles, a TFL, and a sack. So Sentinels probably out of it too. Smithies out of it. But like I said, I cannot wait for that matchup against us and the Smithies to close out the season next week. And the Jersey Shore D's wrapping up Week 17. They get a nice win over the Kissimmee Crocs. These two teams also, the D's might not be out of the playoffs. The Crocs probably are. But the D's are the only team that don't have a subscriber quarterback, by the way. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe and become the quarterback of the D's, okay? I'm just saying. But Pinky Darts, rough game, 165, no touchdowns, and an INT. You never like to see that. Kenneth Walker, what the heck? He balled out in that one. Tyler Waffle on the D's had 10 runs for 46 yards. And Pinky Darts, the quarterback of the Crocs, 4 for 17. And then Zenon Konikanen, I was told that I pronounced that name pretty well. So I'm happy about that. The receiver, 3 rushes for 8 yards. Okay. And then receiving Zenon Konikanen, decent game, 6 catches for 72. So you'll certainly take that. Blake Altenhofen on the Crocs, 7 for 67. Tommy Pickle on the D's, 4 for 54. And then Jesse Moore, the tight end, 3 for 30. So kind of a quiet game for him as well. And then we got 1 subscriber defender on the D's. That would be Aiden Grau, who had 4 tackles in this one. So a nice win by the D's. Crocs probably out of it. And that's how everybody performed in Week 17. So Week 18, I cannot wait for that, man. Make sure you tune in to that game, and we'll take a quick look at the playoffs here and just see kind of what happened. So the Steelhawks in the NFC 1 seed, we are the 2 seed, but the Milwaukee Motors are in there as 7. That is crazy. And then the Memphis Suns do creep up. The Manatees drop out. Aside from that, all the other teams are still the same. So that's, yeah, Milwaukee Motors as of right now in it. And so are the Memphis Suns, and we are now down to the number 2 seed. So, great episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That is going to do it for me tonight, but as always, I appreciate you stopping by. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, peace.